Digicel is added to the list of e-money approval people.
So that's for now.
Who's it for?
Paywise, Pest, Digicel.
Oh, look, they have it here. Yeah. Paywise, Pest. No, the central bank registered 3 companies to carry out the business, and as Paywise, TSTT and Pest Money is the same thing, and now Digicel.
Oh, okay, it's 3. Okay.
I don't know if there's a 4th one. But this is our announcement, and they're apparently making the announcement very clearly.
Look, this says the 4th there.
Where?
First sentence.
Oh, okay. Making a default company. Okay, let me read it to make sure. The Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago has issued a provisional registration to makeITsimpleTT Limited, making it the 4th company authorized to issue electronic money domestically. It was made on its website. Under the terms of the provisional registration, MyCash will be allowed to enlist new customers in a controlled environment monitored by the central bank. MyCash is a limited liability company incorporated on May 8th, 2023 by Digicel as a separate legal entity to manage its e-money business. And, okay, TSTT is separate from Pesh. So it's Paywise, TSTT, Pesh, and now Digicel. But Digicel under the name MyCash. So they could assume e-money accounts, cash in, cash out, provision of payment services, and money transfer or remittances.
You know, I like to know, like, what's the actual adoption rate for these e-money platforms? You know, like, I mean, at the end of the day, what incentives does the average Trini have to start using e-money? Because as you and me know, a lot of Trini is not bank. The majority of Trini is not bank, and majority of them prefer to use cash. And I mean, they have reasons for that. So what incentives would they have? A population that not really banked and prefer to use cash to move to our e-money platform, where all of their spending and dealings would potentially be.
For the best, boy, they had to be hoping for the best. They have to be hoping. Because I see Paywise ads all the time. Remember I tell you I'm going to try to integrate Paywise before the year finish?
I don't see them at all.
I just see them all the time, and
I don't see them.
I'm going to try to integrate it.
Yeah.
But I reached October and I ain't sit down to do it yet. And all kind of other projects just like taking up my time.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to. No, if I not doing it,
yeah.
who would I sit down?
Yeah,
it's good. Paywise, yeah. That's it. I mean, I guess it's a big bet, right? It's a big bet because if you could get, sorry about that. Yeah, you're passing on your cold to me. Yeah. Right. If you could get a large amount of people to start to transfer money back and forth using your app, you stand to gain a lot if people realize that it is useful. Because if it becomes like
Cash App or yeah.
What's the next one? Yeah,
Venmo and
Venmo, yeah, Venmo. If it becomes like that, you could reach large amounts of money pretty quickly, right? But as you said, and as we always say, the people in Trinidad and Tobago ain't care too much about this digital money thing.
Yeah, not even digital money, like the traditional banking system.
Yeah,
even that or even online banking. What's the adoption rate for online banking? And this is like a step further.
I went to set up a account with an elderly person in my family.
Yeah,
and we chose the option to set up the online banking one time because this elderly person wants to pay their bills and all that stuff online. Said elderly person was like, well, how I was going to do this by myself? This is impossible, because the amount of things you had to sign, the amount of things you had to do, and all that kind of thing. And said person was very, very, very like lost and almost dejected to have to do all of that. And I was like, this is how all of us feel. And what the CSR told me is that, well, sometimes we have to gauge the type of client that comes in and figure out if to offer them online banking or not. Because we realize that they ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it if they try to do it. And said person who I did it for, did not have a bank account ever, but said son needed to get a bank account to be able to receive money from pension check. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean,
and here the hard part about it. When you're collecting pension, you don't get cash. You had to get a check. But to deposit the check in the account, you have to do it through the ATM.
Yeah.
And depositing a check through the ATM for a person who is over 65 is not a simple process, because you go down and you hear beep, 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 and then within 7 seconds, you had to get a check inside. If you fumble, it will get a message. And I like, yo, this thing ain't gonna work out. And you can't go and deposit the check over the counter. You have to do it through the ATM.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah. But they don't have like direct deposit. They don't do that with.
No, they're not allowing. Nope, they're not allowing you to do it anymore. You can't go in. There's one bank, I think FCB, still allows you to put the envelope in with the stuff.
No, I mean like
the envelope open.
Instead of getting a check, they can't direct deposit it into.
Oh yeah, well that's why we had to create the account. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is why, because it says either you take the check and go and cash it, which you have to do via the ATM, or it goes straight to and not all banks does accept the direct deposit. So you had to be with FCB basically. Well, other banks do accept it, but it probably will take longer. But you had to be with FCB for it to get in one time, which is, of course, FCB is the government bank. But I mean, so all that we say in there is to say that Digicel is an e-money issuer. I and all, me, not 100% sure I go and use any of these apps to collect e-money, because I just not sure if there will be anybody else who will be able to send the money to me.
I mean, I get why the government doing it, because I mean, you have a large percentage of your population that not banked, so technically you don't really know how a large percentage of your population making money, or and it probably boils down to actually collecting cash. So if you get some of these people to go the e-money route, you have a way to kind of track and see what people are actually doing. But at the end of the day,
what I want to know is the easiest entrance to using it is the one that will win, right? For sure. Whoever make it the easiest. But when these people get their e-money, they're going to want to find a way to get the cash.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they come back down to cash. So whoever go and get the easiest way to say, all right, all you have to do is take this, we're going to give you a card with it too, and you could go to any ATM and use this card, and you'll get cash from it once it's tied to your e-money account. Whoever can get that done, I feel they will get through.
Yeah, well, our fees, you'll be losing money.
Hey.
So it's just taking cash.
Because if you get a market vendor if it gets so easy that, let's say, where cash is exchanged most, let's say in the market, right? Nobody else have a links machine in the Port of Spain market, in the Tunapuna market, in the Arima market. If they have a links machine, you crazy, right? Everybody going to cash, how much a pound, and they gain your cash, right? If it gets to the point where somebody in the market say, hey, what's your pressure account? And they have a barcode, and you scan it. Oh, no. I'm going to tell you place. You see them food places? Them food strips and things like Eddie Hart and the Cross and Savannah thing. Yeah. If they have these things up and they just have, okay, what's your pressure account? And you scan the QR code, it go beep, money transfer. Then the vendor, all they have to do is take their card now and go and get the money the same instant. It can't be that the money has to clear 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, all of that come back to the fees, if there's similar fees to like links or credit card, so like.
Well, let's say the central bank monitoring it, so the central bank is the one that's control those fees. The central bank is the one that could tell you what you could give fees for, what you can't give fees for, because remember, links get in trouble for that time. Links was taken, if your amount was less than $20 or something, so they was taking some money or something along those lines. So if the central bank monitoring it, I guess.
Yeah. Cause I mean, like, say, look at the US, right? So it had this law that they passed, I think last year, but now put it into effect this year, right? So if you're receiving money via the same thing, your payment platforms or whatever, right? So I think via PayPal, once you receive over $600, like from a transaction, a business transaction, or somebody buys something from me, you sell a shoe or someone is over $600, you had to report that to the IRS and you had to pay tax on that. $600.
Tax for real?
Right? Yeah.
Oh wow.
I saw something on that on my PayPal account, and I went online and it was like, yeah, anytime you receive over $600. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, this is just our way for people, for the government or whoever to try to get something.
So what you're saying is, you think that the government is allowing these e-money things, saying, okay, we will allow you all to place your bets, but whoever make it out, just know we're going to tax you hard. That is what you feel.
Not tax the e-money, it's yours, but try to tax that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you're more or less getting some insight to your unbanked population there.
Yeah, well, if the e-money is yours getting taxed, but they just go down and pass it on.
Yeah. Because, so I mean, real people don't pay income tax and anything, you know. So
I think I see wake up. Well then it might be actually a smart move by the government to put these things in place and say, anybody who want to use e-money, come and check me. I'll give you a license.
Yeah, but what incentives does the population have to use it?
The population that's now I'm devil's advocate. I will tell you. The population incentive is that you won't get robbed.
You know where the shift would probably come. You see, a lot of employers probably still pay people with cash, right? So if you start to...
Oh, okay.
You know, so once employers paying people in cash, the employees will have cash. So if the employers... It's a kind of chicken and egg thing. If the employer say, hey, you need to have a bank account or I'll give you a check, then the employees will be like, I don't have
a bank account. the employers just pay people with cash because they could doctor their books.
Yeah.
In doing so.
Oh, they'd rather pay NIS.
They'd rather pay NIS, and they don't have to pay any sort of other taxes on their income, on their profits, because... Well, all the cash that they use was for raw materials, and you can't tax the raw materials. But like, one of the raw materials is a Venezuelan worker.
Yeah, like construction. You feel you go and tell a foreman or whatever, you go and pay people every week via bank transfer, or give them a check. No, you just get cash. That's why a lot of industries you get paid in cash.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between here and like a place like America or whatever. You know, a lot of stuff is checked via your bank account. They don't really pay in cash down.
Oh, yeah. It making sense. Well, we'll see how it go. I'm still going to try to set up the paywise before the end of the year, so hold me to it. Ask me ever so often, because these financial articles coming up fairly regularly, and I'll let you know how it goes. Right now, WePay is my only place, but WePay is not one of the companies that could transfer cash. Technically, they do, but long story, I know what to say about that.